What's up, everybody? In this video, I'm gonna tell you whether I think you should be a guitar tech in 2026. Let's do it. So, do I think you should be a tech? No. Really simply, don't. In a nutshell, my background is I have 10 years of experience working on guitars. Electronics, woodwork, metalwork, different things like that. I've ran guitar shops. I've ran my personal one. I've taken private clients. I've been open to the public before. And with all that said, you have to have a wide skill set in order to really be profitable as a guitar tech. And with the rising prices of different things, that also adds to it, but I'll get to that in a little bit. But let me give a little bit more about my background. So, graduated in 2016. Worked at a shop for about 2.5 years, then did a lot of freelance work, and then went back to that shop to work again years later, and then I opened up this shop. And in between that time, obviously, I was taking guitar clients, working on basses and stuff like that. But from my experience, it's very dangerous to start working on guitars and doodling because you just want to take a crack at it. I went to school because I was nervous as hell. I didn't care if it was a $100 guitar or a $2,000 guitar. The nerves were still the same. I wanted to make sure that I did great work and delivered what the person was wanting. And I was willing to go to that extent to learn. And my mentors were super great. And working at the shop right out of getting out of school gave me that real world experience, kind of dealing with like factory work and different things like that. And, you know, a lot of people love guitar, they love to play, but working on them is a completely different thing because all guitars are different. They might have the same components, but not everything is held to a standard as far as the build quality and the time and effort somebody puts into working on that specific guitar. One thing that I've learned over the years is factories, most of the time, they don't care, you know? They don't care about fretwork, they don't care about electronics. They're just trying to sell that guitar or bass and basically to keep their business open. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, depends on, you know, if they're like scamming people, but sometimes it's honestly just worth it for them to make a decent guitar. Maybe it doesn't have the best fretwork, but people can work around it, or they can have higher action or something like that. But for me personally, working on all that stuff kind of made me realize that the real hardcore ones, the ones that are invested into it, they have the best tools, they take the most time, they communicate, they let people know. And that's where I'm at in my career today. So when I work on equipment, I try to be as reasonable as possible with time. There's certain things on different guitars that shift, whether you have like a Floyd Rose, you have, you know, a stock tailpiece kind of configuration or whatever it is. I just try to be as transparent as possible. And that's just because I have a deep love for guitars and musicians, right? Like I grew up playing guitar and just having the gear set up properly, and it just makes it so much more fun. So I always keep that in mind when I'm working on equipment. So yes, back to that first initial question. Do I think you should be? No. And if you do, and you stuck around to the video this long, then that tells you that maybe you should. Because honestly, if that no was something that automatically steered you away, good. You're not supposed to be in this field. A lot of people don't understand that it's a commitment, and you have to be willing to go above and beyond for some of these guitars and, you know, be invested into the craft and the overall musicianship element of working on instruments, because it's so important. You can't neglect that part. Like a lot of people forget, like some people play for a living, some people play as a hobby, some people work a 9 to 5, and coming home to a great sounding, great playing guitar is, man, it means the world to them. So yes, if you stuck around this long, then that's a good sign. If you are interested in learning how to do this stuff, there's so many resources online. You can check out some of my videos on here, but I'm gonna make a separate video basically discussing what I believe are some of the kind of beginner tools you should use when you're working on guitars or basses. initially, man, I wanted to buy everything. You wanted to go to StuMac.com and, oh, this $200 tool and this and that. But the reality is you don't always need to go that far. Sometimes you just need to get a basic setup tool kit and you're good to go. So I will see you guys in that next video. And hope you guys dig this one, man. And to all the true, I should say, people who tinker in things, I hope that you guys stick around because you're the kind of guys that I want to talk to, man. So cheers.